Remember from my quote, would that I was an artist and had the material to paint this camp and all its horrors, or the tongue of some eloquent statesman, and had the privilege of expressing my mind to our honorable rulers at Washington. I should glory to describe where it takes 7 of its occupants to make a shadow. Let me tell you a bit about the horrors in Andersonville. First, the housing situation in Andersonville was absolutely dreadful. There were no permanent shelters in Andersonville. The prisoners were forced to erect their own shelters. Very few had enough materials to make shebangs, or temporary tent-like structures to protect themselves from the elements. A group of prisoners decided to make a shebang by sewing the sleeve and back linings of my blouse, our sugar and coffee bags, and the flap of Hoffman's knapsack. All the other prisoners had to withstand Andersonville without any proper shelter. The rations were very meager, especially during Sherman's march. During the later years of the war, the Confederacy was hindered by inadequate food. They barely had enough food to feed its own army, and could barely spare enough food to feed its inmates. The prisoners' rations could either be 1/4 pound of cornmeal and either 1/3 pound of bacon or 1 pound of beef. The only source of water was a small stream named Stockade Branch, which was quickly polluted by the amount of excrement produced by the prisoners. There is so much filth about the camp that it is terrible trying to live here at Ransom Road. Many of the prisoners had clothes in very poor condition. Others didn't have any at all. Soap was almost non-existent in the camp, and prisoners often used sand as a substitute. The guards often reused clothing from dead inmates before they were buried. The hospital in Andersonville was small and under-provisioned. There was a Union blockade, which prevented the acquisition of medicine. Between February 25th of 1864 to May 9th, 1864, only 4,588 patients received treatment, and 1,026 died. The leading causes of death were diarrhea, dysentery, and scurvy. In addition, a group of prisoners banded together to attack their fellow prisoners and steal their valuables to improve their own condition. This made life unbearable in Andersonville, and there were so many deaths in Andersonville that the mortality rate was a high 29% in all